This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Here are 13 stories that we're following today, February 20th, 2024. First, the markets point down today as hopes for a quick rate hike fall away. The hope that the Fed will cut rates quickly has fallen away pretty quickly, pretty significantly. Thus, futures, the markets are pointing in the wrong direction, not up. Second, NVIDIA is going to report earnings tomorrow. In the meantime, its stock is down 7% today, its biggest reduction in more than 8 months. So that's going in the wrong direction today, NVIDIA. Third, Walmart, the largest company by revenue in the U.S., keeps on rolling. It delivered very good results for the last quarter, beat Wall Street's estimates, and keeps on moving forward. Fourth, Home Depot reports that it sees sales softening. Fifth, oil is rising again as Red Sea attacks continue on tankers and commerce. Sixth, SpaceX, the one that got away, had a chance to invest in it, then I didn't. It is going to the moon, it seems like. That's a bad pun or play on words. The Wall Street Journal reports that it's getting more and more U.S. military and intelligence contracts and continue to move forward with classified, different business ventures with the United States government. To my mind, forget Michael Jordan, forget LeBron James. Elon Musk is the greatest of all time. It's really amazing what he's accomplished, whether you like him or not. Seventh, I know that my colleagues have heard this before, but I think I now have truly mastered golf. So a couple of my colleagues should tighten their wallets, watch their wallets. I think there's some transferable lessons to business. Some of the great books on golf I've read recently have said, you're never going to have a perfect swing. So spend so much more time being target obsessed, really focus on the core target, and aim so far away from trouble that you'll be safe in your shot, even if it has a wide dispersion, which should be expected from great golfers and poor golfers like myself. Eighth, Saudi Arabia increasingly finds itself in a ridiculous problem where it spent so much money on ridiculous mega projects that it actually has some cash flow issues. This is incredible, given that oil is still gushing. Saudi Arabia's financial health, military health is very important to the U.S. because it's the bulwark against Iran, but again, self-inflicted wounds there in Saudi Arabia. Ninth, China finds itself trying to fix a $7 trillion hole in lost market value. Its agencies are cutting rates aggressively to get rates back lower to help strengthen the economy some. But what a mess the Chinese economy has come. That was ninth. The 10th story is Japan. Japan finds itself with near records on their stock market as Japan went through what people call the lost decade or two, but essentially didn't overindulge on debt and finds itself in pretty good footing. I would say far better footing than many of these other countries. Germany, England facing recession, China in trouble, Saudi Arabia overspent, simply amazing. 11th, Fed Chairman Powell, who might have overdone the loosening of interest rates and the money supply during COVID, I think has done a remarkable job keeping us track at this point, and really is working hard to keep the inflation down, which is just a war given how bad the Fed deficit spending is. He deserves a lot of praise. I know former President Trump, potentially future President Trump, has said he would fire Powell if he gets back in office. We think this is a horrible mistake. 12th, I'm not a President Trump fan, but this New York civil case against him for inflating asset values and getting bigger loans when all the lenders were fully paid back, and he was sued under this consumer fraud statute by the state, seems to be a complete abuse of justice. And again, I'm not a President Trump fan. I think if you use the term Republican in name only, he is that. He is a huge expander of debt in our country, bad, just as President Biden has been, both bad and horrible for the long-term financial stability of our country. But this New York case is an absolutely horrible case to go after him on. This is the one where they sue him for inflating loan-to-value ratios through higher appraisals and getting more loans, all of which loans were paid back. Just a horrendously ridiculous case in my view. 13th, Fresenius keeps rocking. The kidney company, dialysis care company, just keeps on doing well. But you should note that revenues were relatively flat, but increased profits came from cost controls. And there's only so much you could ring that bell to get profitability and value where you want it to be. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast, and thank you to Chanel Bunger, our wonderful producer. Thank you very much.